Oh boy, the crazies are upset. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Craig. Welcome to the Side Scrollers Podcast channel. Once again, we're off this week, but we'll be back starting on Monday with our live show, 11 a.m. Central Time. Hopefully, you come and join us. Man, okay, look, we did this video, or I did this video earlier this week about the Dragon Quest pretty much creator going out and talking about how insane things have gotten and the censorship that happened between Japan and the United States, and how they had to change some characters around, and the remake of Dragon Quest 3, add a little bit of make it less booby, cover up a little bit less skin. And there's so much irony in this story. It's crazy. But so wouldn't you know it, just by saying, hey, y'all, these people are nuts, and this is totally a Western thing, the blowback is swift. But I'll tell you what, it really comes down to who's the blowback coming from. Let's go to this right here. This is the original interview that he did. This was happened over at Tokyo Game Show. And as it says, the creator of Dragon Quest, Yuri Horii, explains how the West is forcing him to censor Dragon Quest 3 HD remake in order to conform to gender ideology, and how this negatively influences Japan. Now, this is about a 2.5-minute clip that was on YouTube. And the irony of this is that this video has since been made private on YouTube. I think it probably got bombarded by comments and probably thumbs down from people who are just tired of this bullshit, who probably feel exactly the same way about these folks, right? So anyways, this was translated and it got passed around, and the interview over here is talking about, and you can actually see a little bit right here. It's little things, but things that matter to people, right? This is the original version right here, and you notice underneath she has like some board shorts underneath, and like a shirt underneath her top. It's like, doesn't make any sense. But all right. So anyways, in this interview, he talks about how this is just insane, right? And specifically, there's a meme that came out of it, looked like this. He said, doing business in such a ridiculous country is really frustrating. And it kind of talked, there's a meme over here of this silliness over here. Their approach to compliance is really narrow-minded. And then it says, this is, it's like an absolute god, an evil disguised as good. Now, listen, you can't call the ideology evil without the crazies coming out, and the crazies are out. Now, let's go over to That Park Place for this story here. Thank you very much, That Park Place. Appreciate you. It says, Dragon Quest creator maligned as a Nazi and chud for questioning gender ideology being required for Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, which, by the way, this name is so silly and stupid, it's ridiculous. But anyways, so he came in, and obviously you can go to Reddit for this. Reddit is the place where a lot of this came from. But he talks about the interview that took place at Tokyo Game Show, and specifically the talking about around the clothing that was added to Jen Sharp, the female hero of the game, and it was translated along the way. And it says, when asked about complying with various countries' regulations, he chimed in and said, under the name of compliance, it's like an absolute god, an evil disguised as good. There's not such thing as content that doesn't make everyone uncomfortable, because beauty and ugliness, good and evil, are different for everyone. Man, that sounds almost too logical. Stop with your logic. But here's the thing. People didn't like that logic. And specifically, he talks about the idea of labeling men and women type 1 and type 2. He says, I really wonder who's even complaining about this. Well, we got your answer. It's Reddit, and these people are absolutely silly and insane. Ex-user Frosted Yokio says, going Nazi was not on my bingo sheet. That's what it takes to be a Nazi these days, by the way. Just so you know, disagreeing with the idea of calling a man and a woman instead of type 1 and type 2. That's it. That's where we're at this point. That's how broken these people are. And here's it right here. This person says, got pushed back, says pretty much, what in the blue blazes are you talking about? How does this make him Hitler? Pretty much welcoming culture war tourists who tend to be Nazis. But here's the irony about this, right? This person who's upset about this says, no, there's the guy responding says, no, they're specifically talking about the designs they had to censor now. Did you watch the video itself? You can turn on the subtitles. He says, it's the same design they've used since 2012. only with yellow clothing instead of black. And no, I haven't watched the video. I haven't had the time, but yeah, I had enough time to go on Twitter and complain about it the entire time, like a freaking cat. This is hilarious. On the Gaming Circle Jerk subreddit, they are now douchebags, these guys. And we have more over here, which is amazing. By the way, these are some of the screenshots that have been taken from Reddit, which, once again, take it for what it is. Gay Demon Guy says, no way. 70-year-old Japanese men talking about the good old days where they could sexualize underage girls in games. I could have never seen it coming. Look at Gay Demon Guy with him getting and puffing his chest out, how virtuous he is and all this along the way. Now, you may be asking yourself, who is Gay Demon Guy? Well, I looked him up. Here's his Reddit profile. And this is the type of guy that it would post something like that. Now, Gay Demon Guy, the very first thing that you see that he's most known for is depressed and being depressed along the way. And then we have furries. More wolf stuff. And then we have this cursed pussy here. All right, sounds good. So these are the type of people that are being critical of the creators of Dragon Quest. But it doesn't stop there. We have more, obviously, from the beacon of mental health, Reddit. We can continue. Strong essay Strongcha says, I don't know how to say these stupid people's names. Says, I'm disappointed too. Although as a longtime fan, it has always been apparent to me that Hori is not what I'd call progressive. I never liked the female warrior's appearance. In addition of an undershirt and shorts only serves to highlight how egregious the original design was. I adore Dragon Quest and probably always will, but I think the fans, indeed gamers as a whole, need to accept that sometimes devs can miss and that not all change is for the worst, even if the original creators disagree. Says literally the response, literally the redesigns look horrible, and you're trying to say the creator is wrong about how to do his own work. You're all pathetic. Thank goodness you're the minority of the minority, right? And this, look at this over here on Reddit. 101 thumbs down over here. Me? No, don't you know? Here it is. We found it. We found the gaming audience, the 101 people who thumbed down this on Reddit along the way. Now, you may be asking yourself, who is Strongcha, this person up here? Well, I can tell you because I found him on Reddit too. Really simple. You just search their name. It didn't sound like there's any journals in here. First thing you see, would you like to see the inclusion of difficulty options in future Dragon Quest titles? They obviously love themselves some Dragon Quest along the way. And there you go. So, okay, here we go. I'll give him credit for buffing my sword list. I'm not even gonna hop in there. Don't even want to see that. Don't even want to see that along the way. So anyways, the pushback is real. Did you know that well, of course you did. You know that just by saying, hey, wait a second. That's a man and that's a woman. Instead of, hey, that's type 1 and that's type 2. You can now be called, I don't even know if I can say that word on YouTube because YouTube's so freaking weird a lot, but it's crazy. It's insane to see the pushback. But I do want to go back to that Marketplace article one last time before we say au revoir. Namek5 described Hori as a dinosaur. Every time I see something new from the dinosaurs in charge of Dragon Quest, I get happy that I don't like Dragon Quest. Easily the worst of the remaining JRPG franchises to me. That's right. Along the way. And then there's obviously people talking about adopting the preferred pronouns along the way, right? The most insane, wonderful thing. I want to read this here. Archbishop Alexander Sample of the Archdiocese of Portland explains how adopting so-called preferred pronouns is the first step to the path of destruction. To some, supporting aspects of social transition may seem benign, even humane, such as using someone's preferred pronouns and actively affirming him or her perceived gender. However, while well-intentioned, this kind of endorsement may help shepherd a young person into a path of unnecessary medicalization. Yes, absolutely. This goes back to the unhealthy obsession of saying yes in the video game industry. We've seen this all the time, the idea of toxic positivity. This has been talked about quite at length over the last few weeks. A spotlight has been put on by Ubisoft, and this happens across the board in the video game industry where people are scared to say no. No, I do not think that's a good idea. No, I will not use your fake pronouns. No, I do not want to have type A and type B in my game, or type 1 and type 2. I want to call them man and woman along the way. No, no, no. That has to happen. That has to start to happen in the video game industry. Otherwise, the slope is slipping, and we're all going to go for a big, long ride. And all the things that you loved, they're going to be long gone. And you're going to see continued failures along the way. Now, those 101 people who downvoted the Dragon Quest Reddit over there for the common sense, they're not going to buy the game. They're not going to buy the game. Of course, they're not going to buy the game. But with that said, hey, if you're a normal man, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and join us. I got more videos for you guys coming up later on today. So with that said, appreciate you guys popping in. Join the 100,000 normal men. See you guys later. Bye-bye.